I'm not gonna hold you too long on this one, cause I really got a long one that I really want to get into. Um, I'm gonna come at you with this one, and then I want to come back with a long one. This one here is gonna be a short one. This is from the interview that Joy Taylor had with Kendra G. Let's get it.
Personal. If you haven't already, make sure that you
Let's
subscribe. And
go
there's
back to
some
the
men
beginning.
who, and I
Let's go back to the very beginning, shall we? And this interview was like a little bit over an hour. Let's get it.
there's some men who, and I said this recently, their penis is their currency. Okay, if I want to have sex
What?
tonight, just well, give me a second. Okay, I'm having sex tonight. Oh, I can do both well. I can do both well. I can receive very well, and I can give. Child,
I'm gonna keep my mouth shut on that one.
the way we almost all went to jail. What? What did you do? Hey guys, it's Joy Taylor. Thanks so much for joining us on Too Personal. If you haven't already, make sure that you subscribe and follow us on social media at Too Personal Show. Very excited for today's show. My friend Kendra G is on the show. She has an incredible dating show and an app, and now she has a card game, and we are going to talk all about it. So now it's time for Kendra G.
The card, oh Lord, the card game idea that she allegedly stole from Ace Metaphor and Mr. Let Go, but I digress.
My next guest is not just my very dear friend, but she's also a media personality, turned CEO, and she has changed the game when it comes to dating online. Miss Kendra G, welcome back to Personal. Joy to the world. Joy to the world. I'm loving the vibe. You looking good, girl. Yes, Fabiana. Yes, my green is matching the ambiance. I'm not even sure, but well, we all, you always look gorgeous, and your bag, of course. Oh yes, the famous bag. If that ever comes up missing, girl, no, it won't come up missing. I have a what do you call those? Air tag. Yeah, okay. Well, you found it in my place. I'll return it. I'm just borrowing. Thank you so much for coming down. Thank you for having me. It's an honor to be talking to the one and only, I mean, media extra. No, can I get my words together? Fabulous Joy Taylor. You know what's so funny? When I first moved to LA,
The ass kissing is off the charts in this.
and like I would have house parties, and Joy is my friend, so Joy would be at my house parties, and then people would text me like, "You know Joy Taylor? Oh my God!" So you're like, they know you're around this world, girl. Do they? They do. I guess. No, your house parties are very fun. Kendra goes all out with everything she does. Yeah, that is everything true. She does. The last party, we almost got evicted. So they had a whole, it was a whole thing. So I haven't had a party since then because last was that the one we were all the way upstairs. We went. So there was two times. That was the housewarming. Then there was the Christmas party. It was
Are they telling on themselves? Let's listen.
the Christmas party that I almost got evicted because it was a Christmas. From the housewarming was just really people that I knew, and I think they got the wind of it. So by the time the Christmas party, you ever have a throw up party and then you're saying hi to people who you don't know in your house? No. Like that's what happened. There was people that I did not know, and I was like, who invited you? And literally my building, they gave me a really nice, like, we don't do this here. So I haven't had a party since, but before I move, I will have one more party. Because then you're moving out. Yeah, I'm moving out. It's like the month that I'm moving out, I'm going to.
Translation: her moving out is I'm going broke. And that's why she's moving out because her app is a grade A piece of shit. Her show ain't viewing like it's supposed to. You're going broke, Kendra. Admit the truth and say you're going broke.
I'm a party, like, can't kick me out, I'm leaving now. Ooh, I don't, like, I've had some parties, but I don't know how many I've had where I didn't know who the person was. Oh my God, absolutely. And mind you, this was in my home. So you have parties at spaces. I was literally in my home and I was like, I don't know you. Like, who invited you? So, but it was still a good time. I had a party at my mom's house once, like a Project X party, and I told her I was having the party because my mom doesn't play about that. And this, oh my God. Child, the way we almost all went to jail.
What did you do?
Well, I got into it.
How old were you?
Okay.
Sorry.
I mean, I was like 20.
Oh, okay. You're pretty young.
23 or something.
Okay.
But this little boy puked on my mama's floor.
What?
I'm not gonna say what I did, but he got out. He had to get out, and I was so mad. I circled back around looking for him. They were like, "Joy, you didn't already kicked him out." I was so bad. But could you imagine?
No, I have a mom story that you shouldn't do things, but I was younger. I was 16. My mom was out of town. We had like a gathering, and we took her car, and we went. This is what made us. We went to the grocery store, and like one of my mom's friends saw us at the grocery store and told my mother when she came back from wherever she was, and I got in so much trouble.
See, I didn't get in trouble because I told her.
Yeah, you were.
That this was happening.
Yeah.
I was on it. I was like, "We're having a party. You're gonna be there." She was like, "All right." Before we get started on everything, we do a personal question to start. I will answer it with you.
Oh, you're answering with me?
Yes.
Okay, let's see. Okay, here it goes. Do you believe in monogamy? Absolutely. Because I don't believe in getting herpes. I believe in monogamy, so I don't have to wait.
Really, Kendra? That's your answer? I believe in monogamy so I don't get herpes? Damn, the bar is low.
Got with an STD.
Wow, that's so dramatic.
You know what? No, but it's not dramatic. But it's like, well, again, like you said in the beginning, really I'm a journalist, right? Mm-hmm. And for 20 years, I interviewed celebrities, like, actors,
blah, blah, blah. And then we know you're a journalist, this, that, and the third.
Interviewing single people ever since. And I love it. I love it. It's my joy. We'll get into all of that. But one thing I've learned is people don't talk about the serious act of sex anymore. It's just like we have gotten to this situationship space without recognizing, like, not only are you potentially sharing like a man, and that means you could potentially sharing an STD. So if the girl that you're sleeping with got a cold, and now I got a cold, like, these are the things that we are so lost in this conversation, and we have to bring it back to the forefront because, babies are just one thing that can happen, but you can literally, like, as last I checked, herpes still exists,
amongst others.
Yeah, and other things, and just that. So yeah, I believe in monogamy because it's like, let's just get back to the point of when you are sharing your body with someone, and look, they're gonna be like, why is Kendra being so deep? But let's just be honest. When you're sharing your body with someone, you are putting your life at risk.
You are.
You know what I'm saying? If you don't know what that person, and you're putting your life at risk for a couple of reasons, right? One, they can have a crazy wife who will kill you if she finds out about you, or you can have a crazy boyfriend that will kill the guy you're sleeping with. That's one way life at risk. And then the other way is they could be carrying an STD, and if they give it to you in that moment, then now you have it. And was that moment of pleasure worth it? I know you guys wasn't expecting Kendra G to say all that today.
Well, I mean, when you put it like that.
First off, y'all should be having intercourse with protection, first off. Secondly, if you lay down with somebody, you should at least know their mic chart. Let's continue.
Why not stay single? My life is at risk at every moment. No, I do think. I think let's address non-monogamous relationships in that way. Okay. I am not saying free for all sleep with people.
Right.
There are people who are in non-monogamous relationships who are frequently tested.
Yes.
Who have open communication.
Yes.
Do you believe that those relationships, not for you?
Right. No, absolutely. I believe the one thing my show taught me is you got to find your tribe. Okay? It's just like, you got to find, you want to keep this one?
No,
it's
no,
like,
no.
And I thought about it like this. I have so many gay friends, LGBTQ friends. I'm a big supporter. So I'm a supporter if a man and a man feel as though they love each other, they want to be in a relationship. So if I can support that, if a man is honest and is like, I can't be with one woman, I have to be with more than one woman, it wouldn't be for me. But I have to respect his decision of how he wants to date, just like I respect two men who want to be in a relationship, right? I think that we're in a space right now where you gotta be. I rather you tell me what it is, let me have the decision to make on my own, and it might not be for me, but you go find your tribe. And also hosting my show, what I learned was I had women call me up. Women will call in and say, "We're looking for a woman for me and my guy." So I always thought it was just men that wanted that. No, clearly it's women too.
I think monogamy is.
I'm so sorry. I'm coughing because
That's okay.
I want to. Every time I cough, it's because of Joy's Halloween party.
There's two
I
guests.
woke up.
Two guests in a row now have been complaining.
I loved it, but just letting you
we had
know.
L'Oreal onto it. She was like,
She got sick. So just edit those coughs out. Just FYI. But I don't feel bad because it's your fault. But anyway.
I think monogamy is.
Monogamy wouldn't work for you.
No, I prefer monogamy. I am a monogamous person when I'm in a relationship.
Okay.
Yeah, monogamy ain't
If
gonna
I
work
choose to
for
be in a
you.
relationship, I'm
Just
in a relationship.
just say monogamy
I
ain't
don't
gonna work for
feel
you.
the need to. It's not even. My body doesn't like multiple people,
Okay.
so it just doesn't respond. And I don't desire other people
Okay.
physically, emotionally.
Most women are wired like that.
Yeah, but I also very much understand that for certain people in certain spaces, it's very hard to be in a monogamous relationship. And I don't think it's an excuse for men to cheat. I think it's important for people to have open conversations about what actually works for them.
Well, let's define cheating, because if you're in a situationship and the guy.
Well, situationships are not. I'm not even
Right.
talking about situationships. A situationship is just one person too attached to someone who is not with them.
Right, but the reason I said cheating is because I feel like a lot of times, you gotta decide who you are in this relationship too, right? Because women say, "Oh, a guy cheated, but he was never committed to you," right?
Right.
You never had the conversation of exclusivity.
Yeah, that's not cheating.
So that's not cheating, right? So we're on the same page there. I think anything with open dialogue. Now you say you feel like monogamy is hard. When you were saying that, was you saying it from a male's perspective or a woman's
I
perspective?
think for men, monogamy is obviously harder than it is for women
Why?
because men are not because most men value sex and want to take things down. I don't know. I'm not a man. I don't know why they do the things that they do.
I think that, see, your world, you've been a blessed somebody. Like your regular world is the 1% of the human beings that walk on this planet, right? The world, your regular life are, extremely successful men, extremely wealthy men. That's your regular life. No, there's no
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying certain people, for certain people, monogamy becomes difficult. If you're traveling all the time for work, if you're an entertainer all over the world, if you're someone who has women throwing themselves at them constantly, I'm not saying that it's right or wrong.
Right.
I'm saying that women, especially beautiful women, we have this our entire lives.
Right.
Men throwing themselves at us. Like, okay, if I want to have sex tonight, okay, I'm having sex tonight. They come here now. I'll do it in the bathroom. Like there's no work required at all. Zero work. I have to move my thumb around to make that happen.
Why are you trying to date like a man, Joy? Why? God. We already know the mess that you've done at Fox Sports. But the more and more you open your mouth, Joy, the more and more embarrassing you are. And what up, Jay Walker? Wait a minute, is that Jay Walker or Mr. Walker? Hold on. Let me get you right. Now, what up, Jay Walker? How we doing? We good? We good. I'm just getting into this mess of the interview between Joy Taylor and Kendra G. How you have two women who are clueless about dating and the dating market trying to talk about dating. Let's get back into the train wreck.
So I just think that, and you're right, I am exposed to situations and circumstances that make me say this, but that I'm also speaking about certain situations. I'm not saying that a guy that can come home every day after work and his wife is there needs to be in a non-monogamous relationship. However, those people can be in non-monogamous relationships as well if they have an open dialogue about it.
Right. Only thing I would challenge is the word most. Because really, what you, although it's your regular life, you were talking about at best 5% of men. There's only really 5% of men that have that life that are traveling. When we put the whole out there, right? So 5% of men make that kind of money, traveling around the world on jets. That doesn't represent the majority of men, right? So that's where the confusion.
But here's a question I have. Why is it now that Kendra only cares about numbers? Now, SBC, Thorn Letsy, MABW, damn. Yeah, and Million Man have been putting out the numbers out there for years. And Kendra G has never cared about the numbers. Why has she only cared about the numbers over the last few months? Just a thought.
Comes in. So that 5% of men, yes, they have every single desire and way with their women. Most men have to work to get a woman. Most men can't even afford to sleep with, well, afford to date more than one woman. Now, there are some women, there's some men who, and I said this recently, their penis is their currency. And let me break that down. They may not have a job, but they have good penis, and they have figured out a way to.
Kendra, you talking about that the quote unquote that they use their diggling as their currency. The only reason that their quote unquote diggling as their currency is because women let them use their diggling as their currency. If y'all women didn't let the men use what they got as currency, like some of you women use what's in between your legs as currency, things in the day market would go a hell of a lot better. But I digress. Let's continue.
Attach themselves to women who might do better than them in life, right? No judgment, because we're just doing the observation, right?
No,
But
good dick will ruin your life.
huh? Well, it depends on who you ask. I think Kris Jenner would beg to differ. I think Kris Jenner
Pour it simple. Pour it simple.
is like living her best life. Do you think he would? Okay. I mean, this is no shot, right? Like, this is not a diss. I'm just talking about observation. Kris Jenner, Kim Kardashian's mom,
Yeah.
had.
And watch your well, not watch, but listen to Kendra on this bullshit explanation.
Is what, 66 years old, right?
Okay.
Her boyfriend is what, maybe 35, 40?
Yeah. And here's what Kendra don't understand. Kendra thinks she understands the dating dynamic of Kris Jenner and the dude she's with. Here's the dating dynamic. The dating dynamic is Kris Jenner is a sugar mama to the dude she's with. And that's what it is. Just like Stedman Graham is the sugar baby to Oprah. That's what it is. Some of y'all women with money and status, whether y'all like it or not, are going to have become sugar mamas. Ain't that right, Lisa Ray? Ain't that right, Biblical Fox? Ain't that soon to be right, Kendra Gilliam? Y'all gonna have to be sugar mamas. Because the men your age ain't gonna want y'all. A man your age wanting y'all is like him trying to fix an old beat up Buick. You're an old beat up Buick that's been sitting in the yard for 2 or 3 years. Why should he fix up an old beat up Buick when he can go, if he has some money, and get himself a brand new car? And the thing is, if he doesn't have the money like that, at least he has the money to get himself a decent used car. Just saying. And I know it's screwed up for me to use this comparison, but some of y'all women in the dating marketplace, a man's gonna look at you like a used car. It's just the way it is. Because some of us are taught that women are like a used car. Don't get mad. It's just the way it is. Let's get back into this.
40. I don't know how old he is. Maybe he's 40, right? Do you think he wakes up every single day and says, I can't wait to sleep with a 66 or 70-year-old white woman? No, he wakes up every day.
I don't know.
Girl, if she wasn't a billionaire in her rights, I highly doubt they would be in a relationship.
I don't know. I can't
Girl.
speak.
Well, I can't believe I'm about to do this, but I'm going to do it. For once in her miserable life, Kendra actually said something else right. Okay, good. Hell ain't froze over yet. The point I'm saying is, for once in her life, Kendra's actually right. She just acknowledged the fact that Kris Jenner is indeed a sugar mama. Now, am I surprised that Kendra admitted the truth? Yes. Because, as you know, with Kendra's history, Kendra always has been the one to, quote unquote, be on girl code, whatever the hell that means. But whatever.
See what he's attracted to.
Well, I can predict the future on that one. And it even and the reason I brought it up because you said good penis will ruin your life. Well, I'm quite sure Kris Jenner is satisfied, and she's like, hey, and I worked hard to become who I am, and I want to have pleasure in life. And again, there's no judgment.
And look at Joy. Joy's like, bleh, 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 bleh. And the reason why Joy's like that, because Joy cannot comprehend in her mind that she has to do for a man. That's why it's almost that it's like her brain is like it's trying to fight a computer virus in a sense. Because she cannot compute in her brain that a woman doing for a man is normal. Joy has the mindset that a man always has to do for a woman. Whether Joy likes it or not, she's gonna have to make the decision of being a sugar mama or dying alone. Because men her age are not gonna want her. Number one. Number two, the men she won't, only thing they gonna do is knock her down and keep it moving. It's just the way it is. Cause her character traits alone, from what I see and in my opinion, Joy has nothing about her that would want to make a man stick around. She's a hit it and quit it at best.
I think we're talking about two different things.
And so is Kendra.
There's a little more background to that situation than.
Oh, you must know him personally.
Than just that. No, I don't know him personally.
Okay.
But what the good penis category is like, how do you get connected with that person in the first place?
What are you talking about? They're in every hood in the nation. What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
What is like? What is this? The penis hunters?
No.
Like, how do you find?
Again, Kendra, you talking about Pookie and Ray Ray. Kendra's talking about Pookie and Ray Ray. What Joy's talking about is it's like an Offset and ABA Youngboy. Those guys. Now, both of them are indeed talking about Pookie and Ray Ray, but they're talking about two different sets of Pookie and Ray Ray. Joy Taylor is talking about the Pookie and Ray Rays that's moving, that's, like Offset, kind of like Offset, the Baby, those guys, Kevin Gates, those guys. Kendra is talking about the Dope Boy, the dude who got a baby mama on one corner and a baby mama on the other end of the block. That's what Kendra's talking about. They're talking about the same thing, but they're talking about two different levels of the same thing, if you understand what I'm saying.
Find that?
No, well, I'm not.
Is there a registry?
Listen, okay, I don't know because I'm not a girl that's been around this world like that. But what I will say is this:
Let me know.
most women, shout out to my friend Jess Niche, who's a comedian, and she has a whole. I mean, it's a joke, but true to it, and she has a whole joke of broke penis gives it to you the best because he's he needs a place to stay. So he's gonna give it to you so good. He needs shelter. And he doesn't have a job to go to. That's why he can break it down for you so good. They're in every hood.
Shelter
in the
is
planet.
crazy.
But there are men who definitely, like I told you, there are men who use their penis as their currency. And that's the way that they stay connected and get close every.
And here's the second part of that conversation, though, Kendra. You said that there's men that use their, has currency. You want to sit and talk about the men that has currency. What about the women that let them use that as currency? How come you're not talking about? How come you're not talking about the women that let them use their third leg as currency? Why are you only on the men, but you're not on the women for accepting this? Let's continue.
Single week. Listen, this is what women say, child. I don't know. But I mean, listen, I mean, is this really foreign? I think that, but on the larger thing, and I think this is what you were talking about, is, being addicted to a person that can't add anything to your life other than great sex can be a dangerous place.
Yes, but I think I'm at the point in life. I think I've seen enough. I've experienced enough. I have been exposed to enough that.
Oh yeah, Joy. We heard about you being exposed to a lot. And allegedly you were the one doing the exposing. Allegedly.
The idea that everyone is living these lives that they are projecting, for the most part, is untrue. We do not see the intricacies of people's relationships.
Right.
What you see online, what you hear people talk about, you very rarely get the raw, real reality of people's lives. And the truth of the matter is, if you are in relationships, we shouldn't get it. I don't want to know what my married friends are going through. It's not my business.
Right.
I think that there are things that you should keep to yourselves and not tell the whole world. But because of that, there is this idea that, okay, my man would never, Now, sis, that's unnecessary, right? Like, I'm not painting all men with a broad brush, nor am I painting all women with a broad brush. I'm just saying that relationships are very complicated. People have understandings and arrangements within their relationships that we don't know nothing fucking about. People forgive each other, people make adjustments, all those type of things. So the original start of this conversation was monogamy. I am a monogamous person when I'm in a relationship. And I do think though that people can.
So, so Joy, you only believe in monogamy when you're in a relationship. From what I've seen, Joy, you really ain't been in too many relationships. So, where the hell were you monogamous? Just asking. Cause it look to me you've been passed around damn near all your adult life.
Can have successful relationships and successful arrangements. And I know people that have successful arrangements that are not in monogamous relationships.
Absolutely.
And I think the judgment of like, okay, you're non-monogamous is that all of a sudden you're just like a crazy swinger who's fucking everybody and like, there's like saliva and
Right.
herpes and stuff flying around. And for some people maybe they are. But there's also people who have just decided like this is what I physically need, and I would rather just be honest with the person that I'm going to be with or not be with than pretend to cheat or hurt someone.
No, absolutely. We 1000% agree there. Yeah, I think when I answer the question about monogamy, I mean, I still stand on the facts that I stated, but I was definitely talking from my point of view in dating. It wouldn't work for me. But you are right. There's plenty of people who are excelling in an open relationship or open dialogue and whatever works for them. And I totally agree. And I say this all the time, with social media in particular, all you see is the highlight reel. Like I always say this, if I post a picture, just know there was 100. Like 3 were the top that I posted on Instagram, but 97 didn't make the cut.
Right.
That's what relationships are. When you see that moment, it's the highlight of that relationship. And the unfortunate
Be
thing
right
though,
back.
social media really changed dating forever because now we're in our phones and we're looking at other people's lives, and it's hard for someone to be happy within their own life because it's like, wait a minute, he took her to Bora Bora for her birthday and you're just bringing me to Applebee's? I need a man that's going to take me to Bora Bora. And you don't know the backstory of anything. Like, he could have had a baby by her sister and she stayed. Like, who knows whatever the thing could be. Like, just whatever the dialogue is, but the journey. So I always tell people in particular, and I know a lot because like you, I'll have real life married friends and real life relationship friends, and they all tell me the journey of which they got, how they got to where they are.
Mm-hmm.
And I always say, talk to people in real life, because in real life, if you get you a real life committed relationship that you respect, that you admire, talk to them in real life and get the journey story, because it's the journey that gets to the Instagram highlight moment that you're so in love with, but without the journey they don't get there. And a lot of times, not making no decisions for anybody, but there's plenty of relationships that I know people love that have gone through infidelity and just decided to stay together.
Mm-hmm.
And that's their business. Like, I have no judgment, and I understand why a woman would stay with her man, especially if she has a family. Many years ago, I remember I had a friend that was married and she was going through some stuff with her husband. And I remember one of her, I never forgot it because it's like so many years ago. And I was under at that term, like, cheating is not negotiable. But her other friend who was married said to her, do not let the side chick get your husband. Don't let the side chick get your family. Don't you, like, you guys work it out, because if you leave him with your kids and now you give her exactly what she wants. And I remember I was just like, what? But as I matured and got older and got more married friends and more, I understand the mindset of a wife. Like, first of all, if a woman is cheating, if a woman's married, right, and you're sleeping with her husband and you know about her, and then you send her a DM, well, I was with your husband. Well, why was you with my husband?
Right.
Like, why did you even sleep with him if you knew I existed? Well, I just want you to know about your man. Girl, what? Okay, now I know, and what? Oh, you want me to leave him so you can have the house and the home that he's paying for me? Why would I do that? So I actually, as I got older, I understand the mindset of wives, and are like, I'm not letting you, girl, you got a weekend. I got the year.
I think that every situation is so different. Like
Yeah, that's true.
it's and that is something else that social media I think makes very difficult, because what social media has done is removed nuance completely. The comment section, it's hard to understand tone. You can say one thing and mean nothing negative by it, and it be misconstrued and chopped up into a million different things. I would never do this, and all of a sudden it's 10,000. It means 10,000 other things. And when it comes to like what you do, especially in a serious relationship and especially in a marriage, it really truly is no one else's business.
Right.
Because, and that's why I say I don't like, having been married, there are a lot of things that I would do differently now if I got married again.
What would you do differently, Joy?
I would be a much better communicator.
Okay.
I would definitely be a much better communicator. I think a big part of having any kind of serious relationship, whether it is business partners, longtime friends, a life partner, if you have, deep family roots, like having real conversations, not necessarily transparent conversations, because for me, at least in my experience, people that always want transparent conversations, they don't have real good intentions for you. It should be a natural exchange of thoughts, of feelings, of tapping in to see where you are, checkups, those type of things. And I would just be a better communicator. I would be more honest about what was important to me. I would be definitely more vulnerable. And what I already practice in my dating life now is, if I have certain non-negotiables and someone says this is something that they want or any of that, then I just turn the page on them being a potential romantic partner.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want kids. So if you want kids,
could you date a guy that already has kids?
Yes, but not blanket. Like, I'm not dealing with baby mama drama.
Right.
I what's like at all, like 0%. It's never been my experience in life. I'm not starting today.
So they have to be older kids.
No, not necessarily. And you have to be an active father.
Right. So the mama gotta be around if you're an active father, Joy.
But I don't mind that though.
Okay.
Like, what if you have I think you should have a good relationship with your ex.
Yeah.
And if you don't, for whatever the reason, it's just not for me. It's for someone else.
That's fair. That's fair.
It's no different than someone saying that they don't want to date someone that has kids. Would you date someone who has kids?
I would. I mean, I wouldn't date a lot of baby mamas. I think that, I feel like
you wouldn't date someone who has multiple.
No, because you don't know how to make good decisions in life. Just like how men judge women, I don't know why they think women don't judge men in return. And what I'm constantly thinking about, and I'm quite sure you think about this too, once you get connected with a person, unfortunately we're public figures. It just sucks, right? At times. Because so now you have people, I'm like, is the baby mama gonna be like, well, my baby daddy dating Kendra G and the kid, I don't want any of that. Like, I don't, nope. So I would definitely, and I'll just think about like, okay, why are you not with her? What happened? If it was like 3 kids and you were married, or, one woman and you have 1 kid, but if you come in, you can't come to me with 3 baby mamas. I don't even know if I would do 2. It would probably have to be 1 woman that you probably had children with, but 2 would be max, and I'm really stretching it with 2. Actually, I wouldn't do 2. You can have 1 baby mama. That's it. Well, an ex-wife, not even a baby, like an ex-wife, or like because I'm not because you got,
Whether you like it or not, Kendra, Joy, y'all's level is a man who got 2 baby mamas. Don't get it twisted.
and then also, you know what's so funny? I remember before. Oh, sorry. I just look at men that, and I could be wrong by this, but I have a theory that men who have multiple baby mamas don't tend to commit long. Because what I learned from my show, the number one reason why some men are still open to marriage, the men that are, is because of children. Like, they want a legacy. Like, that's important to them. If they can't, why'd you make that face?
Oh my God.
But that's the truth, Joy. Like, the
What are you passing on?
Oh my God,
besides generational trauma and bad hairlines,
Joy.
beards that don't connect. Ugh, this legacy is nonsense. I can't stand.
Oh my God, Joy.
What are you talking about?
There are people, and I
Like
talk
king
about
lineage.
I am going to defend men for a second.
Please.
It is a man's desire to leave something on this earth when he's gone. Right?
Build something and where?
What is more?
Men used to paint chapels. Like, what are you talking about?
Okay, so here's the deal. Fair enough. You don't have the mommy spirit. Okay, we can see this, right? So that is fair, and there's no judgment. But there are some people who could not imagine not having children.
That part I understand.
Okay, so
I by the way, have children. Okay, I'm not against having children. I love children. I'm so glad that my brothers and sisters love making children because I have a gaggle of nieces and nephews
But you know
that I
what? They
adore.
refer to their children as a part of their legacy.
But like, what legacy? What are you talking about?
I mean, you know, okay, I want to try to defend this.
Legacy.
I think, well, I hear this a lot, but I just want to wrap this up. So the men that I find that call into my show that are like serious about marriage and really looking for that,
Yeah.
they're the men who want to be a part of their children's lives. They want, they want a legacy. They want a family. And that is...
Can we just say they want a family?
No, they want a legacy though. Like they say
no
it.
one's gonna talk about
They
it.
really say
in
it,
3
Joy.
generations, no one's gonna remember your name.
That is not true.
It is true.
That's because, listen, this is again going back to what I said in the beginning. That's because you are around all these, like, athletes that
No, even them. Listen, we are so full of ourselves. Okay? We think we are the sun, the moon, and the fucking stars. You are a person, and more than likely, no one is writing songs about you, okay?
But
have children because you want to be a good parent and you want a family and you want to have that experience in this lifetime. This like legacy live on shit. Oh, you've done nothing in this life.
Sure.
Okay.
Stop
so
it.
just
I'm gonna
pour into other people
No.
with kindness and you want legacy? Build a family of well-rounded, kind, young people. That's a legacy.
Okay, well, let me just defend the average person right now. That
That is. There's not about average or great or rich or poor or any of that.
But
I'm
you said
saying
no
that
one's
so
gonna-
often I hear men be like, "I want a legacy." You're not a good person. What do you mean you want to? I don't want you to pass nothing on you. Do. What are you talking about a legacy? If you want a legacy, fix yourself, find a wife, and build a strong family unit. Are you thinking about doing that, or are you just trying to have children? Because if you're just trying to have children, you don't want a legacy. You're making another broken family. You're bringing children to this world who have to struggle through you not being in the home. What the fuck are you talking about? If you don't have a wife, don't say the word legacy to me, please. Ugh.
Record. Hello? What just happened? Oh.
Oh my
my
God.
There we go.
Castles and my name.
Okay, so no, listen, I understand what you're
My
saying.
name has to live on.
And you're very passionate about your point, and I understand your point.
You don't even wash your balls.
Joy.
I mean, Kendra, let's be serious. Like,
Okay.
this is such a silly
But
conversation.
but I will say this. But what I am talking about I'm talking about the men who do want to get married.
Okay, let's talk about that.
And that's what I was saying. Like, these are the men that call me, and legacy for them. Let's say if their parents were married and they, like, the father's a senior, he's a junior. Like, this is little, like, we're all the Michaels. Like, it's like that's the progression. It's like when I get older, my kid, he goes to my high school that I went to, or I went to Hampton University. There's a lot of Hamptonians that they want their kids to go to Hampton. This is where, and this fulfills their life. And I'm not going to challenge that desire. I think that's not a bad thing to desire.
No, I don't. I think it's a wonderful thing to desire. That is not what I'm
It
saying.
did not sound like you thought it was
Okay, I
wonderful.
think legacy is very silly, but I do think that it's a wonderful thing to want a family, right? To marry someone, to have children with them, to stay together, to raise a family, and like that family continues on. I think that's a wonderful, wonderful thing. I would not be here if someone didn't decide to do that.
Yes.
Okay. So I agree with that. But what I'm saying is there are men who will be like, I want to have children, but don't talk about the wife, marriage, family part.
Oh,
just the like, I need to have kids to carry on my legacy.
Yeah. Well, Nick Cannon is the perfect example of that. You know, he talked about how he had so many kids because what he was going through. So we only use celebrities because everybody knows what we're talking about when we say
Yeah, but there's
celebrities.
plenty of people that do
But
this.
I'm saying
Non-celebrities.
there's plenty of people like that. So there's a lot of men, whether we agree with it or not, that is important to them. Like they want to procreate. They want to have little John and little Kenny and little Tommy. That's very important to them. And obviously, it's not that important to Joy.
No, I just don't think that you're starting a legacy. I think you're making humans.
Okay.
Like a very big difference.
It's clear that Joy does not understand the concept of the word legacy. Women and men have different thought processes when it comes to the word legacy. I'm just gonna leave it there.
Okay, just for clarity, what would be an example of starting a legacy?
I think legacy is very silly. Like I think the whole concept is silly because
Okay.
I don't think that I think we as humans have this incredibly elevated God-like mentality of ourselves that we are just going to be remembered for generations and our power is going to get passed on from so on to so forth, and 5 generations from now they're going to be talking about Grandma Joy. They're not.
I'm gonna let this play on.
Not gonna be talking about you. They don't care.
That's not true.
They're not gonna do it. They're not gonna do it. Maybe one person.
No.
Maybe one person will say your name in 200 years. Maybe one person will be like, "Oh, that was so and so," and that doesn't. It doesn't matter. That's okay.
But this is where I challenge that. So I think in the big spectrum of things, yes, you're right. But when I think they're talking about legacy, it's about their family unit within their unit, right?
Yep.
So it's not about the world knowing them. It's about grandma's recipe that in our family, grandma is our queen. She's our Beyonce, and
But you gotta have a family to do that.
yeah, you do have the
So
family.
if you don't have a family, again, you just making little people.
Ooh. So family is not created unless you're married.
No.
Okay.
No. Again, I think we're talking about two different people here. Okay. I'm
You
talking about
are.
the person who's just out here populating the earth.
Okay.
Right? Not raising, not putting together a legacy. Like
Gotcha.
just because you
Translation: Joy's talking about Pookie and Ray Ray and the rest of them.
made a person doesn't mean that you have a legacy.
You're talking about future.
Why do you keep putting names on people?
Even though I really want to laugh, Kendra actually just made a point. Cause allegedly I heard that there was a rumor that Joy Taylor did hook up with Future. Now I can't find no proof of that, so I have to say allegedly Joy may have did something with Future. I'm just saying.
Do you think I don't?
Let me stop saying
And
that.
also, it's not about celebrities. There's so many non-celebrities that do this.
This is true. Okay, you're right.
And I have this conversation with men a lot because for whatever reason I look like a breeder, and people will argue with me about having kids.
Well, we know you a bust down. It ain't that much. It ain't that much difference between a bust down and a breeder. A bust down's just a breeder that never got pregnant.
Oh yeah, no, you would be a wonderful woman for a man to have kids with.
No, I wouldn't be a terrible person to have
Well,
kids
you don't
with.
want the point I'm making is I understand why a man would want to get you pregnant.
I don't.
What? Okay, let me break it down. First of all, you're.
What? No, no, no. Once I've initially, sure, right? The process seems fun. There's other perks.
No,
but like, once I've said
Yes.
I don't want children, there couldn't be anything less appealing about me if you are someone who wants children.
No, absolutely, right? But
However, there's
And here's what I can't figure out. Why is Joy Taylor so against the family unit? Why does the concept of family disturb Joy Taylor?
many follow-ups.
right, absolutely. But I'm saying the reason of the why is, first of all, to get Joy Taylor pregnant and to say that I have a baby by Joy Taylor and no other man can say that.
Oh,
Do you
God
know how
forbid.
many men would pay buku money just to say I have a baby by Joy Taylor?
How much are we talking? There's no amount of money. There's no amount of money.
But no, I just want you to understand. I understand the desire why a guy would want to have a baby by you. Absolutely.
That's also a disgusting
I
thought.
understand that. I get both sides of the coin. I get how you're disgusted by that. Well, actually, I don't get that part. But I know you don't want kids.
Why it would be no. I'm not disgusted. Like, they're gonna clip this up like Joyce an insane. I am an insane person, but I love children. I just don't want to have them.
Right.
I think it's great to have.
What? You love children, but you don't want to have children. What? Let's continue.
Children.
Right.
I just don't want to have them.
Right.
I think it's great to want a legacy. That's not true. I think legacy is silly. I think it's great to want a family and to pass things on and recipes and all that. I think all this stuff is great. It's not for me, and I think that if you aren't actually building a family and you're just making children so that in your brain your genes live on because you think you're special, it's fucking nuts. And there's not a legacy, and it's total bullshit. And I as much as I don't want my own children, we talk about your show,
Right.
people wanting to come on, get married, have relationships. Do you think that people still want to get married though?
Oh, absolutely. But they don't want marriage. They want the wedding. They want the wedding. They want the ring. They want the proposal. They want to brag to their friends. But I don't think a lot of women really want the job description of a wife.
They don't. They don't. And you know something else, Kendra? That also includes you. Let's continue.
Do you think that men want the job description of a husband?
They want the benefits of a husband, but they don't also want the job description of a husband either. I think
Who
a lot
told
of
you
people,
that?
see, we got to go back to where I tell everybody, throw away the grandma and grandpa's dating book. We do not live in that world anymore.
Right.
As Mom will just say, that was when dinosaurs were walking the earth. That's how drastically different it is.
I agree.
So let's go back to when marriage was high. First of all, marriage was almost like a job for women.
And here's the part of the reason why the marriage was high. The reason why the marriage was high in the black community is because the black man was in the home. Number one. Number two, there was no welfare. Number three, there was no Section 8. But when the government made, here's the thing, I know I'm going to sound anti-black for saying this, but I'm going to say it anyway. The Civil Rights Bill, parts of it was the best thing that happened for us, and parts of it was the worst thing to happen to us. And that's how I feel about the Civil Rights Bill. Now, if they could have did away with the Section 8 and the welfare, the Civil Rights Bill would have been the best thing for black folks. But it's not. And again, I know it's messed up to say, but the only thing that Section 8 and welfare has done to black folks is to keep us in a new form of slavery. That's what welfare and Section 8 has done. And I know I'm probably gonna get dragged for saying that in the comments on this live stream, but oh well. Let's get back into this.
They couldn't get jobs. So your husband was your job, right? You had nowhere to go. It wasn't socially acceptable to have children and not be with the guy you had kids with, right? So, and you didn't have money to go anywhere.
Right.
So whatever he was doing, and you just made your peace with it. And you were able to make your peace with it any way you wanted to because you didn't have the social media embarrassment. You didn't have the side chick posted on Facebook like Johnny's here tonight, and now you got to deal with everybody knowing that your man is with her on Thursdays and not with you, right? So all the things.
Yeah, hopefully he just got lost at sea and you got his pension.
Yeah, or was the down south. When I was like, if somebody was in, everything was down south. If you were in jail, if the baby daddy, he's down south. That's just what you left it at that. Down south, I'm from Connecticut. Oh, they're in Charlotte somewhere. Like, that's just what the story you told. We have progressed so far, and our progression has, declined marriages. It's just kind of what it is. One, women are doing better. They can financially stay. They can financially support themselves. So, Big Mama probably would have left too if she had the funds, and if society would have accepted it. But, it is what it is. I was thinking about this because I'm so excited about Brandy and Monica, right? And I know all these ladies that I'm about to talk about, so there's no diss. But I grew up with Brandy and Monica, and I remember when Brandy was pregnant, she had to say she was married. Like, she could not just be like, I'm pregnant, because Brandy was Black Cinderella. You're pregnant. First of all, she was pregnant at a certain age, so that was one thing. But she had to be married for society to accept her, right? Mm-hmm. Look where we are now. Who I adore, Cardi B, going through a divorce and
No, 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 no. We are not about to do this. No, 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 no. Hell no. You're not about to sit here and try to quote unquote glorify Cardi B by her being pregnant with another man's baby while she's still married. No, we are not about to co-sign that level of fuckery. We ain't about to do it.
married and pregnant by another man while she's.
No, we're skipping through that. We're
It's
skipping.
because if you don't know how to validate yourself, you are going to be a lost somebody, because now that love is predicated on another person's idea of you. Mm-hmm. And here's the truth of the matter: everyone's not getting married. Like, we're not in a planet where everyone doesn't get married, and then people that get married, there's a high probability, just from statistics, you may get a divorce. So you can't let marriage define who you are as a woman. And I still support marriage, so I don't want to get anything wrong with that. I 1000% support marriages, but I don't think it's necessary for your validation.
Do you still believe in romance?
Yeah, but what do you mean? Like, romance in what way?
Are you a romantic still? Because you deal with, first of all, if you've never seen Kendra's show, if you've never experienced the Kendra G singles live, highly encourage. You get some pretty wild people from time to time. You get some amazing people as well.
Right.
But you get some delulus.
Yeah.
As well. And sometimes I can admit this as well. Like, I am sometimes not the best with romance. Like, I feel like I need to appreciate it more. Mm-hmm. And maybe I'm just like a little callous, but I feel like it's how do I want to say this? I'm not get canceled. Maybe it's harder for men to be romantic because there, with all of the stuff on the internet these days, it's like if you do anything nice for women, you're like a simp, you know? And it's like the simple things, like not buy her a Bentley, like write a little poem or a little note, you know, like little things like that.
You know what? I believe in romance. I mean, every man I've ever dated has always been romantic. I'm a giver too. Like I enjoy giving. Like you know, I received amazing gifts. I've given amazing gifts. That's just a part of my cloth, right? And I think that real men, and if I use the word candidly, they don't care about that simp notion. Like real men know it is. They take pride and to be able to do for their woman.
Yeah.
Because their woman is a reflection of them. So the way they're really looking at
Context, Kendra. Most men do not mind taking care of their woman. However, there are women like you that think that the man is supposed to, quote unquote, do everything. No, the man's gonna do his part, but in the same token, you as a woman have to do your part as well. And that's what a lot of women are failing to understand, that the man is not supposed to do everything. The woman has to do her part as well. Let's continue.
it is, no, I want you to look good because you're representing me. So as good as you look is as good as I look. That's how a real man looks at it. They don't care. Any man calling a man a simp is a broken guy. It may be to his defense. Let me not
Really? Let's continue.
call him broken. Maybe he got taken. Maybe he once gave into a girl that broke his heart, and now he has this
Yeah, it's
cold
called
heart.
healing. There's therapy. There's
Yeah,
things
you
can
know,
do.
like he's probably dealing with his own accord. But men who are givers and take pride, they want their woman to look good. They want to. I have friends who husbands aren't flashy, but buy them flashy things all the time.
So you're a gift. You're.
I am. I'm a great.
Gift.
Let me tell you something. I'm a great gift giver to the point
Gifts
where
are not. I listen. I
I'm a
love
great
gifts.
gift giver.
I love.
Okay, let's get through this. Skip through.
this fly. Joy was in London like 2 weeks ago.
Listen, was not Marianne's when I like. I know this.
No, so this is what I'm saying. So the way that you go to London or Paris or
Yeah,
Florida,
like not all the men that I date can do that.
so you have to pay for him everywhere he goes. But there's a guy that can afford to do all those things, but he's just not
Yeah.
as attractive.
These are. I mean, can we get a middle?
A nun.
Like he can do some of
A
these
nun. You
things.
become a nun. You get the black uniform
No,
with the white thing. and you
I mean,
never
no,
have
not, I
sex
can't do
again.
the uniform or the sex thing. I guess I would say attractive and broke because
Okay.
I couldn't be with someone that I'm genuinely not attracted to. Now, what I will say is, no, I just couldn't be with someone I'm not attracted to.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah. I'm trying to twist the game, but yeah, let's play the game. So I could not be with someone that I'm not
Okay.
attracted to. So I'll take Brooke. He's okay. He can live with me.
Okay. Other than sex, what's another way a man can turn you on?
Be smart.
Oh wow. Smart turns you on.
Be smart. Be smart. Be kind.
Okay.
I find like really well-rounded men very attractive. I like when someone, and not smart in that like, oh, watch my podcast, but no, like really is someone who values intellect, who values learning, who reads books. You know, I am someone who likes to learn new things. So I don't want someone who thinks they know everything. And you don't have to be, you know, have just like a PhD or something, but just like be curious and know when you speak, know what you are talking about. Like that, a smart person is very attractive to me. And kind men are so attractive.
Aw.
Like just thoughtful, sweet people that like go out of the way for other people. Not pushovers, kind. Like they just do things when no one's watching that you can tell that they have like a sweetheart. Because like that to me is very masculine. A man who is like, that's like a natural protector to me, is somebody who is like taking care of other things, who is doing things without being asked, who is looking out for other people, you know, just the little things. That to me is really, that's sexy.
I love that. Just to kind of piggyback, confidence is my number one attribute. That, to me, I mean, most men, and usually men who are very successful are confident men because you have to become. But I love confident men, and I love men who are good in their own skin and can't be manipulated by, like, if a man calls them a simp. Like, what you think is a simp, I think is amazing. I'll bring this one question up, but I'm not sure how many more I have. But you answered it earlier. But there's a question in the card game: could you date a guy who's kids you don't like or baby mama you don't like? Could you date that guy? You already said no earlier.
Kids?
Well, I think it's the kids. Well, the question. Okay, well, there's one is
Hate the babies?
well, tell her to this. There's one question that says, could you? Okay, you like this guy, but none of your friends, none of your friends
No.
or family members don't like him.
No.
Would you stay with him?
No.
You would leave the guy.
No. Yes, at this point in my life, absolutely. Because what I know about myself to be true is that I can be manipulated. And if everyone else around me is telling me that someone is not good, and especially people who I know love me and I know have seen me happy,
AI, you can create any character you want. Real life, fantasy, sci-fi, even animation. Oh, and don't forget about AI visual effects. You don't need expensive cameras or complicated software. You just need to know the right AI tools and how to use them. It's Cyber Monday, and ContentCreator.com is having its biggest sale of the year, where you can get our AI creator course.
and I know really care about like what's going to be good for me. If they're all saying this ain't the one, there's something I'm not seeing. Because in the past I have ignored that, and I think it was one of my therapists that described it to me as like sometimes people you only see people straight on. Right? So people can wear a mask to you and you can't see that they're wearing a mask because they always keep you right in front of them. Right? Everywhere you turn, they're right in front of you. So you never see the mask on the sides. But everyone else can see that this person is wearing a mask and is manipulating you. And that really resonated to me. Like that made sense as to why like I can't, like I'm like this person, I'm with them all the time. Like I see them every day. I spend so much time with them. Like how could I not see how evil they were? And that was how it was described to me. Is like because they always kept you in front of them. They never let you see around to see the mask they were wearing. But the people around you who were saying like this person isn't good for you, this person is this, like this person is not being real, they could see that. So knowing that that is a blind spot for me, if everyone in my life that I know loves me, not randoms, not people who could be haters, any of that, if everyone in my life is telling me that this person is not for me, there's something I'm not seeing.
I'm hard-headed. I be having to go on a journey until I get it to myself.
Me too, but I've gone on those journeys and I've climbed the mountaintop. I don't need to do it again.
I think that for me, when I fall in love, I fall hard, and then I have to fall out, of love, and that takes a while. But I believe in psychics, so I have Psychic Susan. She's been on my show.
Psychic Susan.
Literally, she's a medium psychic. She's been with me for like 10 years, and majority of the times, any guy I've ever dated, she will vet, and sometimes she'll see something in the beginning, and I'm like, okay, we can go past. Then we'll get to a point, and she's like, okay, no. And it will take me from the moment she tells me almost a year to get to where she was. And like, she got there. She's like, she can see it. I mean, I stand by it. I respect people who do not believe in psychics. I'm not.
No, I do.
But there's a lot of people who don't, and I don't have time to argue with you. Like, no, for real. Like, I'm not mad at you. I'm not trying to convince you of anything. But
yeah,
I'm just
do whatever works for you.
I'm telling you my truth, and she's been spot on. But in this conversation of people telling you in advance, and it's like, she's like, well, I told you a year ago. I'm like, yeah, but I had to get to that journey and understanding for myself. That's just the way I'm wired. I think now I'll be pretty, like, now that I'm just dating different now, but I think now I'm a little bit better. But I'm the hard-headed person. Like, everybody can see it, but until I see it, it don't matter.
Yeah, see, I used to feel that way very, very deeply. And I have just experienced enough to know that I have no interest in going down that rabbit hole again. And if I'm missing something, I'm missing it,
Right.
and that's okay. And I don't. It's not that it's like I just also don't believe that if someone's good, that would be the review. Like someone might be like, you know what? I don't know if they're gonna last because they can't keep up with you here or something. But like they're a good person, they'll be kind to you or whatever. Like that's different than everyone in my life who cares about me being like, this is not the one. Like you don't need to keep them around. That's very very different. I would have to listen to that.
Right, that's fair. But what about the opposite? Because I remember when, like, this is 20 years ago. But when I decided to, like, just pursue my dreams and not get married, I remember my mother and my sister in particular, they literally were like, you're making the worst decision ever. Like, they really thought that me deciding, because like I said, the ex-fiance was a great human. So it was like, you have this great human and you're about to go on this unknown journey. But I had to honor who I was at my cloth. So it can go both ways because in that case, he was a great guy. But to give up my life and my dreams was no, I don't agree. I would make the same decision I made then, 20 years ago. Still not being married and not having kids. I would still make the same decision. But I remember both my mother and my sister, like literally individually sat me to the side and was like, this is not a good decision.
Yeah, and I've been in situations like that before as well. But I think you have to trust your gut.
Yeah.
And it's they're really just trying to protect you.
Yeah.
In both scenarios, they're trying to protect you. But I think at the end, you have to make your own decisions. And so if you are constantly being told those things, like, hey, you're giving up a good one, like, you shouldn't do this, like, that's different. Then maybe they're like, hey, girl, like, if you want a long-term relationship, you might need to pick one of these good men to keep passing up on. But I think one situation or one isolated incident is different than like.
No, you're right.
Like
if everyone's like, he's this and that, listen.
Yeah, you have to, or at least you have to heed that and pay attention to what they're saying.
Fair enough. I agree with that.
So what's next for Kendra G?
What's next? Oh God! So the great thing, we have the card game.
Yes.
And we are gonna be on a full tour in 2026. And we are working on something right now. Like I'm in the thick of it, but I don't want to talk about it because, I think you know this from working in media. Like, sometimes you want to just wait till all the ink is dry.
Oh, no. The ink must be dry.
Yeah, the ink must be dry. But I will say this, I started, in radio and television and pretty much left that post to come to the social media streets. And we have some returns happening in 2026. So we'll leave it at that.
Exciting.
Yes, exciting.
Well, this was so much fun.
Yes, it was so much fun. I didn't know what to expect with Joy. So I was like, but we just literally talked for an hour. We could talk about anything. But it was a great time.
I didn't get on you too hard.
No, you were great.
Did I put you on the spot with anything?
No, you put me on the spot with nothing.
Follow Kendra G on Instagram at Kendra G Media. You can download the Kendra G Singles app in the App Store, and you can purchase the Kendra G Singles card game, which is very fun. Are we gonna have a girls' night and do it?
We're gonna have a girls' night and do it.
And they're saucy. Those are pretty saucy questions.
They are. There's even rhymes. That's why I'm so mad I don't have the game because I would have gave you the real.
Those were still really good though.
Yeah.
From Kendra G Singles Card Game.com. Kendra G Singles Card Game.com. Follow her at Kendra G Media. Thank you so much for coming.
No, thank you for having me.
This was so fun.
Joy to the world.
Love chatting with Kendra. So glad she could come down and hang out with us. Make sure you check out her show. It is great. And if you're single, maybe you'll find your match on there. It's time for Never Too Personal. If you want to be a part of the show, toopersonalpodcast@gmail.com, or you can DM us at toopersonalshow. What is a holiday boundary that you set that has changed your life? So it is the holiday season, and a lot of people are going to be surrounded by family that they may not see all year, or family that they have been avoiding. And in these times, you also have to think about family that...
During the 2020 lockdowns, my back was wrecked. I gave in and bought a Secret Lab chair, and honestly, it was a total game changer. One of my favorite features is the pebble seat design.
That maybe doesn't share the same political or social views that you have. One of the boundaries that I enforce with really everyone in my life, but particularly with family, is that, if you don't want none, won't be none.
Well,
So
damn,
don't
that's
start
rather
fighting. If you want
aggressive.
to introduce a conversation, be ready to have that
That's
conversation.
rather
I don't
aggressive.
think that everything needs to be brought up at family dinners and family gatherings. That is my opinion. You handle your family however you want to, but if we are all together one time a year, this is probably not the time to hash out that thing with the family member that you're not getting along with. However, if they want to bring something up, all right, it's time to ruin the day. But I am not the person who is going to initiate that conversation. Not because there aren't things that need to be discussed or settled, but I do think that timing matters. So, one of the boundaries that I not only enforce for myself, but also enforce for other people is this particular thing does not need to get hashed out while everyone is trying to enjoy each other and enjoy time together and have a peaceful gathering. And if there's something I really need to get off my chest or I really need to deal with, I will deal with it after or I will deal with it before, but I'm not going to insist that my particular beef get hashed out on that day. Unless someone wants to bring it up and someone wants to hash it out on that day. In which case, we're doing it. I have done this many times before. I will walk the line and I will play the role. But don't think you're not going to pierce this situation and I'm going to continue to turn the other cheek. I only have two cheeks and I'm only turning it once. The other time, it's a wrap. So that's one boundary. I also have no problem not talking to people who I don't want to talk to. If there is a significant enough beef and a significant enough problem, I will be polite. I will say hello. I will say hello to their guests. And then I will continue to move around the room as such. Now, I have a huge family, so I'm able to kind of get away with this by, not having to be front and center and continue on having conversations with people that I'm not getting along with or don't have a relationship with. But yeah, I'm not going to fake the funk for a continuous amount of time, especially if everyone in the family knows I'm not getting along with this person. I'm not killing myself by having small talk or forcing myself to pretend like I'm not in a bad spot with this person. So those are two things that work for me. I know everyone's family is very different and everyone's family is very crazy, and I'm not really giving this as advice. It's just more of an observation about how I handle things and what has worked for me. But I know the holidays can be stressful for a lot of people because of these type of things, and especially now in the times that we're living in. So the one piece of advice that I would give you is to just protect your peace. You should be enjoying these times. You should be enjoying your family. We don't all get to spend time forever together, and every memory that you have with your family or with your loved ones, you don't want it to be tainted with arguments. If you can be the bigger person or you can settle it another time, or if it's just not in you right now to solve this thing, protect your peace. Like, you deserve to have a holiday and you deserve to have your moment as well, even if you are having a problem with somebody else. So that's what works for me, and the only piece of advice I have is protect your peace, because you might take my advice and things get worse. But happy holidays. Enjoy your Thanksgiving. Enjoy your Christmas. Enjoy your New Year's. This is a special time of year. It does have that special something going on, and I know it can be a very hard time of year for people as well. So wishing you the best of holidays. Thanks so much for joining us on Too Personal. Make sure you hit subscribe and follow us at Too Personal Show, and we'll catch you next time.
With that being said, like, share, subscribe. See you guys later. Peace.